First of all, welcome to this intro to IT career by this professional guru. And I just want to little bit tell about this company and bit about myself. I'm working as a senior data warehouse architect in an insurance company which is based out of Boston. And I came through the normal issues and hurdles where a normal college graduate has without going into any Ivy League colleges and all. So I just framed up this training courses and everything based on thinking in mind of a very normal college graduate. So then here the main thing is how what is the transition from the student to this professional, means like the student into an IT professional, like what is that happening and how you can easily do that by some standards. So that is the main overall discussion we are going to do, and I just want to tell that it's not just like a lecture. I just want to be more interactive. It's just more like a discussion how we can make a student and a professional in an easier and a professional way. So if you see this master student's career or like any graduate student career, uh, generally it'll be like more of an IT career once you graduate from masters, or there is very less percentage going into these core fields, because in the core fields there are less jobs because very limited specialized, and obviously some of the core field jobs are paying less, and some of them require these kinds of citizenship and clearances. And also, and coming to the plus side of this IT career, you have plenty of jobs and decent pay, and you cannot run out of this company, right? Means say, can you run out of this Facebook? No, right? So
No.
you cannot run out of this IT, I mean software, information technology. So it's embedded in our life now, so you cannot run out of this. So you have a very bright future in this IT world. So definitely it's a very interesting career.
Mhm.
So then why do you want to choose this IT career? Like, I just collected some of the figures out there, some statistical data, and also if you see some kind of data, like if you check some in like May 2010, they are like 400,000 job software development jobs, like 100,000 development job. I mean data admin jobs. See like all are in only in hundred thousands, and see what is the minimum salary out there. If you can clearly check out these salaries, minimum is something like around 69K, right? So it's like good, because because of this growing expenses and growing prices, we have to get like good pay. Like other than that, we cannot survive in this in this modern world without good pay and interesting career. So based on these facts, it's a IT career is very good and interesting for the newcomers. And let's see some of the basic advantages of the IT world. Means first thing is the globalization. Just check this Facebook or like any other online networking site. So with this Facebook, you are able to connect to any person in the world, right? And then there are no barriers, and it's there are no networking sites only for US, only for UK. So it's like very generic. You have one single platform where you can utilize this information technology for this globalization and effective communication. See, why we are able to communicate today is by this GoToMeeting session, right? Then and the cost effectiveness, uh, why we are using all these softwares is say suppose if you are working in if you are buying a laptop and if it has some problem, and like some offsite guy like from India or like from Bangladesh, he picks up the call, and like based on this customer support and all, like it's like really working out with this cost effectiveness, and like with this information technology and the more automated process, you are reducing your business costs. And by these softwares, like you are able to run your business 24/7. And if it is like automated process, say suppose this Amazon.com, right? By this Amazon, you are able to buy products 24/7. There's no what do you say timings for it. If it is a store, you have a timing 9 to 5 or 9 to 9. But like if it is Amazon like if it is online, you can make this business 24/7. So there's no limit for it. And by this, you can create like lot and lots of jobs. So if you see like in which domains, if you are using this information, like you name it, you can use that. You will be using this information technology for this business. You can take big example. What you know in this day-to-day life is like Amazon, and then medicine. If you go for if you have a fracture or anything bad going on, first you need this MRI scans or X-ray, everything like MRI scans and everything runs on a software. Again, it's an information technology. Then you go to the science and engineering. Say suppose you get you get this science and engineering things. For example, you get this weather forecast, right? Weather forecast, and like any kind of engineering. Say like if you want to construct any buildings and all, you need an AutoCAD software to build all those things. So for any kind of engineering and science, you need this information technology. And then education. So because of this online sessions and like online things, only you are able to learn everything online. You no need to go into any of the store, like any of the institute or like that to get this information. Like you can get this information and you can educate yourself on your own by this information technology. And then like for good, like you have chosen to jump into this IT career. So what kind of different jobs you have in this IT career? It's like primarily two kinds of like computer jobs you have out there. So broadly, this is like you have one is software jobs, which you interact with the software. Next is the hardware jobs, where like you will interact with the machines, and also you have broadly two kinds of jobs. So like mostly we'll go into the software thing because like we are sticking to this IT career. So once if you are sticking to this software jobs is like, then you want to know like what kinds of different software jobs you have out there. So first you need, if you have a little bit idea of this, any software company or like any online company. For example, just take an example of this Amazon.com, right? For first this Amazon, to build this Amazon.com, you need an application building, means like you need this UI thing to be built out, right? So for that you need an application programmer or like software programmer. Then to store all these business data or these things, you need a database. To manage that, you need a database developer, the backend side. And then to analyze this, what is the business and what you have to code and all these things, there you have an analyst. And then for this testing and all, and like once you build this application, you need someone to test it before you roll out to your customers, right? So for that you need this QA, like some kinds of testing. So you can go in as an QA tester, and then you will be having like different kinds of testing also. It can be automated or like manual testing. And then you will be maintaining all these things in some servers. So you need one person to manage those like servers. Those are called like admin jobs. There will be application servers. You will have an application admin. There you have a database servers. You have database admins. You have servers You have system admins. Then say suppose if you are working in a very big multinational company, everyone will be using a desktop, and like there will be some issues. So there should be someone who will be supporting towards a desktop kind of admin. So these are the different kinds of jobs out there: application programmer, software programmer, webmaster they call it, and they call it QA engineer. I mean, like different kinds of jobs out there. And there is a business analyst job, which is mostly like you have to gather this business requirements and you have to explain it to a technical guy how you have to do it. So business analyst is like a bridge between the technical and the business. And then what are the different kinds of application-based technologies you have out there in the software world? Is like Java. Most of the major share of the market is Java, and like all enterprise companies use that Java. And you have Microsoft .NET, you have PHP, you have like lots of application-based applications out there. And then you need something to store your data. Then you have databases. So the major database servers out there are Oracle, SQL Server, MySQL, open source, and like there are many kinds of, but the major things are Oracle, SQL Server, MySQL, and they are open source databases. And then you have these internet things, means like in the company you want to know what's happening, like the reports or a portal or something like that. Then you have this like what is this internet is like the SharePoint. You want to share some kind of information in your company like that. Then you will be going into this SharePoint, Microsoft servers. You can go to IBM, and there is SAP and all. And then there is a bigger thing. Your data is growing. You need to give business users some kinds of reports, or like you need to transfer data and all those things. So for those, you have this data. Yes.
Hello.
Yeah.
Sir, I was disconnected. I didn't even notice it.
Oh, okay. Sorry for that.
Because of some.
Sorry for that. Like let's where did you got like lost really? We'll see about this SDLC cycle. Means like if you see the full form, it is software development life cycle. How to develop this Amazon.com. First you have to plan it. Means like how many pages you want and what is the business, and how many stages you have. So those all things you need to do it, and then you have to develop it. So for development, we discussed that you need to be they need to be application programmers, software engineers, and all sorts of things. And then for the database things, for to develop that database, you need database developers and all. And then you have this testing. You have to do this testing, and then you have to review the code. And once everything is done, then you have to deploy it to a server where it is like online to everyone. And then it's not one time, right? Obviously, you will have some bugs in it, and then you have to improve it. So then you have this support and this bug fixes. And this life cycle is not one time. Say suppose if there is a new product coming in, they have to update it, or like they are adding a new feature to this Amazon. So like few years back they added this Amazon Prime feature, right? So for that you need to again code it, again test it, deploy it, and it will be online. So it's a continuous process. Like it's not a one-time process, right? So it's like every time it goes on, until it is like online and it is usable for any customer. You have different kinds of software development life cycles. You have waterfall method, V-shape method, spiral, and latest thing is the agile scrum. Agile scrum is like most popularly used thing. So that is what different kinds of roles, admin jobs, and all these things. And let me tell you, like if you fix what kind of role you want. Say suppose you have fixed with learning this database, Microsoft SQL Server. So how you can like be well versed in it, and like how you can go for a company is like more and more practice, and you should learn that I mean, like you have to really install that, like work on it, and you have to maintain that basic coding standards, do the certification, and more than the bookish knowledge, you need to know how this can be used in a company, like rather than working more on the definitions. And or it's good to know definitions, but like if you know definitions, it doesn't work for a company, right? So what you want is, what company wants is how you can use that technology in their company, then only it works for them. And then you have to do some kinds of this mini projects and everything. Then the main thing is you have to habituate this problem solving skills. Means like once you get a problem, how do you solve it? What are the steps you take to solve these issues or this development or anything? You have to have a solid structure. Once I get this problem, okay, like these are the steps I'll follow. So if you habituate those kinds of problem solving skills, you are done. And then how do you, like what is the path to this IT companies? So first thing is, so I mean, first you have to decide which role I am fitting in, or like what do I want to do, which technology, or like whether I'm going to application developer, or I'm going to database side, or I'm going to a data warehouse side, or I'm going to testing, or like whichever thing. And then once you fix with the technology, then get trained like in a professional way, and then you concentrate on the real-time projects, and then get certification, then prepare resume, and then go for interview techniques, and then apply for all possible job postings, because you never know what kind of jobs are out there. So like, so generally the applying for these jobs, like it applies to all things, but like if you want to get 5 calls, you have to apply 50 jobs. So that's my kind of thinking, like apply to all possible job postings. Say if you are going for this .NET developer, apply all .NET developer job positions. You don't know which will hit your door, right? So apply for all kinds of things. Then say suppose if you are going into this IT things, IT professional, right? If you're going in as IT professional, just habituate thinking like a professional. Don't do simple, what do you say, things just for a short term. Do it in such a way that think that how, say if you are writing a program, think in such a way that how this can be used in a long term, means like without any issues, with the least support and like most output of it. Like think every time in that manner, and follow all the standards and keep track of all the things, and do groundwork before going in as an IT professional. Means like get habituated, like in such a way. Don't make an like just don't think that I have to go. I want to be the software engineer, and like just do something in a hurry in like 1 month and jump in. Just take some time in realizing like what is the software, and like what are the different kinds of things out there which is suiting me, or like what is like which one has a bright future. Like decide with that, do some groundwork, and then habituate some of the IT professional standards, and then go for it. I say that even if it is late, do the right thing. So that's what I want to tell. And I just want to provide this free study material and free consulting. And if you want to take any trainings, like we are happy to help out for that trainings. So we are offering those things. And then like right now, if you have any questions, you are free to ask.